You know that pepper shaker on your kitchen table? It's so simple, right? So familiar. You probably never give it a second thought. But what if I told you that behind that simple sprinkle is a huge, incredibly complex, and surprisingly wild global market? Well, let's get into it and uncover the real story behind the world's most popular spice. And when I say huge, I am not kidding. Just in 2025, the global black pepper market is valued at over $4.4 billion. That's billion with a B. So yeah, this is way more than just a condiment. It's a massive agricultural commodity that seriously drives economies and affects everything from global trade right down to what's on your dinner plate. So who are the big players in this game? Well, you're looking at them right here. Vietnam is the undisputed champ, churning out an estimated 190,000 metric tons. Then you've got Brazil and India, also heavy hitters. These three countries, they're the ones setting the stage. What happens in their fields has a direct ripple effect on the price and what's available for the rest of us. Okay, to really wrap our heads around the size of this market, we need to understand just how fundamental black pepper is. It is so much more than just a condiment. I mean, just think about it. Black pepper is in nearly 60% of households on the entire planet. That's an absolutely universal flavor. From the seasoning on your fast food fries to the fancy sauces at a high-end restaurant, it's just always there. That incredible ubiquity, that's the very foundation of this multi-billion-dollar industry. But this is where things get really interesting. Sure, 70% of pepper ends up on our food and drinks, which makes sense. But look at that other slice. A massive 30% of the entire market goes somewhere else completely. We're talking pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, you name it. The big takeaway here is that the demand for pepper goes way beyond our kitchens. And all that widespread demand is now slamming into a pretty serious wall. The world's supply of black pepper is tightening up, and that's putting a ton of pressure on the whole market. And this isn't just some one-off bad year. We're talking about the second year in a row that global production is trending down. And when the supply of the world's favorite spice starts to shrink, well, you better believe the effects are going to be felt everywhere. And if you want to see what this looks like on the ground, just look at India, one of those top producers we mentioned. Production plummeted from over 126,000 tons to just over 77,000 tons in 1 year. That is a staggering shortfall from just one of the key players. And look, this isn't just an India story. Market analysts are confirming the global picture is just as worrying. The world is producing about 520,000 metric tons, but that's just not enough to keep up with how much everyone wants. The math, well, it just doesn't add up. So what's behind all this? Honestly, it's a perfect storm of factors. You've got totally unpredictable weather, crops getting damaged by pests, severe dry conditions in those key growing regions, and to top it all off, some farmers are actually planting less pepper. It's a really complex agricultural crisis with truly global consequences. Okay, so you have a supply crunch. What does that almost always lead to? Yep, higher prices. Let's follow the money and see what the real price of pepper is actually becoming. This timeline tells the whole story in plain numbers. Things were stable, and then boom. Mid-2025, prices start climbing, and they climb fast. By the end of the year, pepper from Vietnam was trading near $6,000 a metric ton. And the forecast? It looks like this pressure is here to stay. But why does it get so much more expensive by the time you see it? Well, that $6,000 price tag is really just the start. It begins with the farm price, then gets a markup for the free on-board price at the port. From there, importers have to pile on the cost of shipping, insurance, and any tariffs. The final landed cost is what businesses actually pay to get it into the country, and it's a whole lot higher than where it started. And believe me, it's not just about that base price. Importers are dealing with a whole bunch of other headaches. The market price itself is jumping all over the place, but they're also facing the risk of people trying to sell them fake or low-grade pepper. Not to mention ports are jammed, and tariffs can be really high. All of that just adds more cost and more risk to the whole system. So you'd think, with prices soaring and supply shrinking, demand would cool off, right? Well, wrong. It's actually growing, and part of the reason is because of some really surprising new uses for pepper that have nothing to do with the dinner table. Everybody meet piperine. This is the key compound in black pepper, and it's basically a wonder ingredient. It's got this incredible ability to help our bodies absorb other nutrients more efficiently. Plus, it's packed with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. This little molecule is driving a whole new wave of demand. So where's all this piperine going? Well, in pharmaceuticals, it can actually make certain drugs work better. In nutraceuticals, it's a star ingredient in supplements. The cosmetics industry uses it in things like warming lotions. Even agriculture is using it to create natural plant boosters. These are really high-value uses that are opening up totally new income streams for pepper. Okay, so you've got this incredible tension, right? Supply is getting squeezed, but demand is exploding in all these new directions. That kind of pressure, well, it forces the industry to adapt and to get really, really innovative. And we're seeing the market respond in some really key ways. You, the consumer, want organic pepper you can trace back to the source. Scientists are developing amazing new tech to pull out compounds like piperine. E-commerce is totally changing the game for how pepper is sold. And sustainability, it's not just a buzzword anymore. It's a must-have. And look, this isn't just theory. We're seeing real companies making real moves. In India, there's a new e-trading platform making prices way more transparent. A global company, Olam, is using AI to hunt for new health benefits. McCormick, a name you definitely know, has pledged to source 100% of their pepper sustainably. And biotech farms are creating cutting-edge extracts for that booming wellness market. Innovation is literally happening at every single step of the chain. All of which leaves us with one big question. You've got tight supply, you've got rising prices, and you have this surging demand from new high-tech industries. So, will black pepper, the most common everyday spice in the world, soon become a luxury? It's definitely something to think about the next time you reach